What do we have here? This here, guys, is a mighty Magnum 3. It was actually built by the company called the Antenna Specialists. You guys over in the States will remember them. I do, because it's the last antenna I actually had when I was at home with my mother and father, and that is in the UK. And yeah, this is new enough. It's not new, it's not far off it. The guy who bought it off used it for a couple of mobile expeditions. That's what he told me anyway. And looking at it, yeah, it's new enough. You know, it hasn't been up for more than a few hours, you can just tell. But anyway, as I say, it's the mighty Magnum 3. It's probably one of the more recognised mighty Magnums that most of us remember. Do you know what? I thought these were about 18 foot, but I've got the instructions here and it actually states 17 foot 2 inches. But that's from the surface of the upper mountain bracket, which is probably here up over, so give or take it's going to be 18 foot if you go the whole hog. That's how they measure it anyway in the manual. But yeah, 45-year-old, can you believe it? I mean, this thing is just epic, really. And we all remember it. It had the anti-static hat on the top, which was like a diamond type of thing, if you remember rightly. And I didn't actually realise what they call these, you know, the tips on the end. Let's have a little look. These. Now, I don't know why, because I think it's more of a gimmick, but these are actually called power tips. And these were a feature of the mighty Magnum 3. They're not loaded at all. It's just a gimmick. That's just turned aluminium inside of there. Can you see? And obviously this is stainless steel with a nice little ball on the end. Can you see that? But anyway, we'll go into a bit more detail here. It's for them, obviously. You can see, you know, power tips are extra dB them, or maybe not. So they're the power tips. Have a look at it. Now they call this an anti-static hat. I thought it was like that's a capacitance hat, isn't it, and thereabouts. And obviously those went like a diamond on top anyway, you know. And that's those. Now look at them, they've even got the original galvanised on those yoke lamps. God's truth, it's all there, amazing. And that holds the actual anti-static rods in place at the bottom, because these actually feed in the, if you remember rightly, these actually feed in the top section. And obviously, let's have a little look anyway. Let's do this properly, Naylor. Right, so there, this is the top section. Yep, it's the top section. So basically, they fit in there like so, like so, like so. And that was somewhere near, wasn't it? You get the idea anyway. And there we are, can you see, guys? And this slips over there and just basically locks those in place. I won't bother going daft with it because until I put it up, but you get the idea. So that's the top section anyway. These are the radials. Those are around about 4 foot or thereabouts. That's one end. That's the end that actually goes on the bracket of the antenna. And obviously the power tips screw into this area. Do you know, I don't even know if they've been out, them things, to be honest. I don't think they've even been used, the radials or the ground planes, whatever you want to call them. Obviously it's 5 section, half wave. Again, I had this antenna, this was the last antenna I had at home when I lived with my parents, and that was around about 85ish thereabouts. Before that I had a Sigma 4 up. Now, I always thought this performed as good as a Sigma 4 if I got it at the same height as a Sigma 4, which is probably pretty much obvious, I suppose. Because I had this about 35, 40 foot on the base up over. It was the last antenna I had at home, like I say, and it was high. I had it as high as I could get it anyway, to be honest. But yeah, the wife had the same antenna actually at the time. Yeah, it's quite strange that, really, isn't it? And I would like to say I bought this in 2016, 2017, like I said, of a guy, and I only bought it out of nostalgia. I thought, what the hell, I'll have it. And I paid quite a lot of money for it. I think it was like something like £150 or thereabouts, similar type of thing in dollars, which is quite a lot of money for an old antenna. But looking at it now, when you think about that, 45 years old, I didn't realise this was 1978. Like I say, I thought, I was thinking like round about early to mid 80s, but obviously not. So this is held up really well. I mean, it's even got the original self tappers in there, because these were basically pre-swired. You just put these up. There was no way of tuning them, you know. I know I did on mine, like I must admit, because these are actually tuned for sept, aren't they? But I remember mine. I either did it myself. I can't remember. Or it was done anyway. But I remember putting a slot at the top of the bottom section and using a Jubilee clip so I could pop it down a little bit anyway. But yeah, can you see there? It's got the original stainless domed self tappers in there, which is unbelievable. I mean, look at the gauge of that as well. Look at this. You don't see them like that anymore, do you? They're just absolute shit, aren't they? They're modern antennas. I mean, even the top sections, yeah, it's pretty decent, that, like, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, look at the gauge. It's just, you don't get them like that anymore. It's even got a bit of shine left on that, you know. And that's those are the sections. Anyway, I'll show you this. I'll tell you what, we'll have a look at the box. I wanted to show you the end of it, actually. Let's have a look. Let's give you a bit more detail. Hopefully that's getting in on the frame. And there you go. What I want to do, I'm actually going to put this up tomorrow. Well, I say tomorrow because it doesn't make a difference to you guys. You might see this in a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to put it up. I want to give it a go. I might not leave it up long, but I want to give it a go all the same. And I want to try it against a couple of other antennas, like the I don't know, Sigma 2, Antron, like a modern antenna, or Astro plane. I've never tried one of them. I think I explained to you that in another vlog. So I want to give that a go as well. But you're getting back to this. I'll show you this. Look at the condition of that bracket. Unbelievable, eh? There's a bit of scuff on that. The danger for watch for overhead wires, which was a common thing, wasn't it? But if you can see, it's in phenomenal condition. Like, it really is. I mean, these used to go inside of here. They used to have like it was like a rubbery plastic type of material that the coil was wound round. It used to just snap, didn't it? I know I repaired mine a few times years ago, and these used to go like pink and almost white, didn't they? I mean, look at that, it's still red. Yeah, it's still red. The only thing I've noticed on the back of it, you can't really make out the sticker because it's been, you know, when he's had it mobile, like. But other than that, it's neat enough. It's neat if you new, isn't it? I mean, it's absolutely perfect. It really is. Yeah. They never used to like water these, did they? They were a bit fussy for that. Anyway, I'll put that back down there for a minute. And I want to show you this Magnum's, yeah, half-wave end-fed vertical base antenna, which we all know. They're basically stripes of quality. I don't know where that come from, I have no idea. But, like I say, the build on these is exemplary, to be honest. I think maybe I don't know whether it was a good idea using the self-tappers, but again, I suppose once you've got it up there and a bit of tape around the joints, it's going to be fine, isn't it? It's going to do the job. But anyway, I'll show you these up there. That's that one. I'll have a look. There's the parts breakdown. and the assembly. I don't know if you see that radial assembly on the bottom there. Have a look at that. But yeah, what I'll do, I'll scan these. Be a lot nicer for you guys anyway, won't it? Because I know a lot of people have interest in this antenna. It means a lot to quite a lot of people. That gives you an idea anyway, you know where you're bashing there. And this here is just a general installation instructions for mass mounted antennas, which covers the whole antenna industry, I suppose. It's just like I'd have to pull out, can you see that, guys? Yeah, chooses proper support and mounting method. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? And obviously you've got antenna removal there and dangerous power lines, which you wouldn't think you'd have had a lot of power lines in America because there's that much open space, isn't there? Not like over here in the UK, it's a cluster mess over here, you know what I mean, compared to over your way, guys. But anyway, that's a little brief one. I'm going to call this part 1 because the part 2 I want to show me assembling it outside. So I'll assemble it, erect it, and give it a go, and that'll be the next video, all being well. We'll see how we get on, and that'll be certainly interesting. Anyway, that's about it really. Most of you know what it is. It's just nice to see one that hasn't been messed with, you know, and still 99% close to new as you're going to find for what is a 45-year-old antenna. I cannot get my head around that. Like I say, I was thinking a bit newer, but there you go. Anyway, guys, on that note, thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. And thank you for watching.